Welcome back to the channel, guys. So I recorded the end of the maze last night before going to bed, and I figured I'd just show you the end of it to prove that the maze was definitely possible free to play. Even Cat UFO's maze was possible free to play. I'm currently doing the last collection with 4 minutes left, meaning it's going to be an early collection. I'm not going to be able to get all of them. As you see, I only get 49 instead of 50. But still, that means you lose like six coins on the collection, because that 48 is technically a 49 because I bred a common that gave me 1. So yeah, I had almost 300 extra cells because I'd already moved Bombetta once by mistake for 16 cells. So you could add 16 to that, is what you would have been left with if you hadn't misclicked Bombetta like I did. So yeah, minus the 200 extra that they threw in on the nerfs and the spins, and then even assuming that you got to spend all 200 of those during the 20% discount, that would mean you should have 240 left at the end. I had more than 240 left, so that was proof that even if this was the Cat UFO maze, I would have smashed it. I just wasn't ready for Cat UFO maze. Like I told you guys, I didn't really collect for the first 12 hours, not maximum anyways, and then I didn't buy the roulette spins. But this maze I was way more prepared and ready, and the future 2-day mazes I will also be more prepared and ready. Whether they have 50 spins or 25 spins doesn't matter, there's more than enough coins. So anyway, that's going to bring me into today's video, where I want to talk about some other things. Alright, so in today's video I got a few things that I want to talk about. Not that many of you will even care, but I got ripped off in Monster Woods. I'll start there. I finished a task for, I guess it was called error slots. And what happened was, as soon as I finished the task, it completely disappeared from my Monster Woods, making me unable to even report it. So, I didn't know what to do. I filed a... I guess you would say a ticket with SP, basically saying like, look, I did a task and it disappeared. I do have screenshots, and you guys have seen in my videos where I went over my Monster Woods before and it showed the task, and then the task was just gone as soon as I done it. So it's definitely a little sneaky and conniving, but either way, I want my payment for my hard work. But I wouldn't hold my breath that it's gonna happen. Which brings me to the preparingness that I had been doing for this El Colossal. Well, come to find out, this is what information we were given about El Colossal. It says, welcome to the El Colossal All-Stars Edition. In this event, you'll have the chance of breeding the very best legendary, VIP, Nemesis, and Elite monsters of every element. There are 2 catches to the El Colossal. The first one is that it's only 24 hours, and the second one is breeding combinations are top secret. Alright, so I'm guessing that maybe it's just the way they have it worded, that all that's, like, if I had to guess, I'm going to say that the only thing that's possible is VIP Legends, Nemesis Legends, and Elite Legends. And that's all that's going to be in the El Colossal. But they did, before the comma, put best legendaries. I figure that you would have like a colon there, or a semicolon if the list was going to begin after that. But I'm not sure. I'm not an English professor or anything. So like in my hopes, I would hope that breeding the very best legendary is part of the list, meaning that best legendary, then VIPs, then Nemesis, and then Elites. But I don't think so. I think it's just VIPs, Elites, and Nemesis, which brings me to my preparation not really being useful, meaning like I had got these habs ready and started banking them in my storage just in case we were able to breed Hyperia or Wicca. I wanted to be able to get up 100 plus of them. So being that all that's going to be allowed is VIPs, Nemesis, and Elites, there are no 364 gold per minute monsters on that list. Does that mean it's a complete wasted El Colossal to me? No. Does that mean there's things in there that I wouldn't spend gems on? No. I still need to max Graken. Mine is only 4. So I would like to breed a couple Grakens if possible. I'd like to max my Nemesis team, so I'd like to breed a couple rubies if possible. I'd like to get the better Sammy. I have like the worst one of the three. Like, but aside from that, there's not really anything I want to do with that El Colossal. Meaning, if it never happened, I wouldn't even care. I don't feel like I missed anything. I can beat the Nemesis dungeon without upgrading the Nemesis. Like, I can eventually rank Graken on my own without having to breed eggs for extra cells. So that's where my standpoint is on the El Colossal is way to not excite me game. But yeah, I've been saving gems hoping to breed Hyperias, and it's almost like Social Point knows what I'm doing. I don't know, maybe they read my text when I chat in game and tell people, but like the El Colossal definitely went right around what I was trying to do. Like it could have been just let us breed the best legendaries from all elements. Like why? Why go just Nemesis and Elites? It seems pretty, like you're trying to specifically make the El Colossal event about people building their Nemesis teams. Like, can you be more obvious? Um, Aside from that, they have released or leaked the new Race Monsters move set and traits. We can go over that real quick. Alright, so the moves, we've got deals moderate dark damage to one enemy, applies bleed to one enemy, then we got applies blind to all enemies, we got deals low special damage to one enemy, applies bleed to one enemy, gives one extra turn to itself, we've got deals low special damage to one enemy, removes positive status effects from one enemy, gives one extra turn to itself. That's a really good move, per extra turn. Deals moderate dark damage to one enemy, gains as much life as damage dealt, removes positive effects from one enemy twice. Again, that's another good move because that's triple per. You can per extra turn into double per. Like, I don't know too many monsters, if any, that are doing that. And then deals moderate dark damage to all enemies, applies blind, nightmares, and bleed to all enemies. Like, if that doesn't demand that they need a nerf, there's not much that will. Deals low dark damage to all enemies, gains as much life as damage dealt, removes positive status effects from all enemies, requires cooldown. Again, more pers. You can extra turn into per gaining life and just taking away all your enemies' positive effects. So there's never been a better per monster to come into my hands. This is definitely something that I want. It's a tool for my toolbox. Deals heavy dark damage to one enemy, applies total blind and nightmares to one enemy, and then I can care less about the special. So right away when I look at this monster, at first, my thoughts were it would be an attacker or something, but I support it being a support. I think that basically its job is going to be to purr and apply debuffs, or not apply debuffs, but purr and is a debuff, and then total blind is a debuff, basically. So it's torturing and it's debuffing is what the monster's main purpose is. Meaning you're going to be able to either like purr and deny something, or you're going to be able to like purr and then purr again, or you're going to be able to like purr and then drop tortures. And that's pretty much what it is. I don't think this monster is better than Lindworm. I think Lindworm is still a better monster, and I don't think that this monster really shakes things up as much as you would think when you read all this awesomeness. Meaning like, everything about the monster is awesome. Like, it doesn't have anything bad about it. Like, everything I read is perfectly fine. Its traits has attuned at rank 1. It has immune to control, and at rank 3 it's got, I guess, true vision. I can't remember which one that is. But, yeah, so everything about it is good. The only problem is it's not causing any problems that aren't already in the meta. It's not answering any problems that aren't already answered in the meta. Meaning, to me, you're just giving me, a good monster at rank 4 from the race, and I'll use it because I got it rank 4, but I probably won't main team it, meaning, like, if I'm main teaming it, it's because I know what I'm going against, or, it's because the meta shifts into, like, nothing but buffs, like, and then I'm like, oh, well, I got the best debuffer monster from last race, and I'm going to use it. To me, this monster is going to shine when you're going against somebody who doesn't have anticipation, because you're going to get to do like a broken ass thing like purr into dropping something or purr into removing something. But it's also good when having to avoid using the extra turn because you don't want to, or the extra turns because you don't want to give anticipation a free turn. But to me, it made me like more glad that I'm getting Chuckle ranked up, because this, like, I expect to see this monster and then it's like, yes, I got Chuckle. Let the AI's dumbass do a purr extra turn and watch me go nuts. But basically, the same answers that people put on their team to deal with Lindworm are also going to deal with this monster. And the fact that its dots aren't curse is pretty weak to me. Like, bleed's cool because it reduces enemies' power and stuff, but come on, curse is the best torture. So when I'm looking for a torturer, the first curse is the first torture that I'm looking for. Like, it stacks, or not stacks, it doubles basically each turn for 3 turns. It stacks to 3 turns. Yes, it gets reset, but still, that's a lot more damage than 3 turns of bleed and nightmares. But another thing that this one does have is it does have the ability to purr away a mega taunt and then total blind somebody. But again, like I said, that's just turning on anticipation, and Lindworm has slowly been forcing, more and more anticipation into the meta, where Hardy's become, like, starting to shine finally as the good monster that he's always been. And then this Chuckle that's about to hit the meta when everybody's got, theirs ranked up. So to me, I'm just looking at it as like, I want to get this monster rank 4 like I always do for race, but there's nothing here that I need. Now, where can that dramatically change? If you put relics on this monster like Mask and Amulet, the same relics as Kodama, I would be all over it. Imagine being able to deal some damage to the enemies, blind them, put nightmares on them, bleed them, and take away all their stamina. That would be OP. I was using the Gauntlet all day, buddy. I would love this monster in the Gauntlet. Every time my Kodama died, I'd be like, yep, just move his relics to this chick. Let's go ham on some more nodes. So yeah, like that's unbelievable. If it had a Uriel's Essence, this could easily be one of them Uriel Essence monsters. Whereas it's like, oh, I need a 3rd team speed holder. Well, here it is. Slash some team speed on her. She dies. She comes back. She drops some tortures. So what? She gets me another node done. So yes, I like the monster, but again, I'm not excited for the monster. I'm just looking at it like, yeah, at least this race isn't junk. Like, meaning when I'm spending my gems, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I spent my gems on junk. No, I bought something good. This monster's good. There's nothing not good about this monster. I'm just not ecstatic for it. I'm not excited. I'm not, like, looking forward to putting it on my team. I'm not like, oh man, I can't wait to get this monster because I'm going to do all this awesome stuff with it. No, I'm more awesomely waiting to get my Chuckle, the one that came with 2 rune slots. I'd be more happy this race just to open up that rune slot. But also this race, Lord Pumpseed will be available. I have 25 cells of him, and I am looking to complete him and be able to pair him up with my Madame and be able to have fun at random times. I don't find it to be meta because anticipation exists, but it can still beat somebody in a friendly fight that doesn't have anticipation. So that's what's going on in my channel is we're pissed off that we got robbed on gems. Other people may say, oh yeah, but you got 16,000 of them. Big deal, man. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass though when you put a lot of work into a task and you don't get paid for it. And then to not get paid in the way that they didn't pay me, meaning just disappear out of my monster woods, like if I didn't have screenshots, how would I even have proof? Like that's retarded. That's punishable in my opinion. We are within 1 week of opening up these chests. I'm going to do it in a week. I'm going to do it when there's like a day and some hours left. And I will be trying to do the dungeon a little better than last time, but I don't look to see it being very well completable since I basically have this guy with 2 slots, and then I've got Race Monster with 1 slot, and then I've got PvP Monster with 3 slots. Like, I don't have anything going on for that dungeon. The game literally was like, hey bro, if you want to do this back to school dungeon, you're gonna have to spend some gems. Like, that's just how we dealt you. And like, sometimes I feel like this game's not random at all. Like, I feel like that's totally on purpose. Like, there's an AI in the background that's one job is to eat gems, and it's like, oh well, I know how to eat gems from this player, I'll just give him some locked sockets. And you would think like that nobody has the time to plan that out versus everybody, but if it's an app or a program or a bot, it can easily mathematically figure out ways to get gems from every player. And I feel like the way that it figured out how to get gems from me was just to lock all my rune slots this month for back to school dungeon. Meaning, had it been another month, I'd have still been pissed that I only got one monster out of all the monsters. Meaning, 9 monsters, you can get one of them to have open slots. Like, yeah, I'd have been pissed last month just because I had to spend 100 gems to open them all up, like I did last month, but I wouldn't have been as pissed because there wasn't a back to schools dungeon last month, whereas you actually need the rune slots. If you, the dungeon goes from being a pushover piece of cake if you can wear runes to being like unbeatable if you can't wear runes. It's that simple. It's like a scam. That's how I feel. I feel scammed. But I'm still going to keep saving the legendary halves up because you never know. I don't want to be caught with my pants down like I would have been had this El Colossal let me breed Hyperion. So I want to get 50 legendary halves and stick them in my storage just because I should never need them. And I will easily top 5k this. I didn't even want to put one in my rune crafter for the end because I opened up my PvP rewards, which made up for a flip. Plus I got away with 2 flips. So yeah, I think my level 10 runes are in good shape for trying to rune up a monster as soon as we rip off the runes on the Necrolict at the discount, and we'll open up all the slots on our mythics, and I will open up all the slots on the Hyperias that I made, and that'll basically sum up my rune discount, I think, and then you guys can look forward to seeing if I get anything out of the El Colossal. But like I said, all you can really expect me to be doing is ranking my Nemesis team and trying to rank Raken. I don't see any other reason. I'm not much of a collector, so I don't really think that it's worth me just trying to unlock every monster that I don't have. I'm not a big fan of that. If I wanted to do that, I'd just go play Pokemon. So yeah, that's where I'm at. What's going on with my ranker and extractor is I'm not ranking anything at the moment. I'm not extracting anything at the moment. I need to figure out what I'm doing today. I will probably rank another Cosmic, but as you can see, I have 1800 Stardust. I just don't know which one I want to rank yet. I might go towards working for the book pages and just start ranking like monster like the Frat one would be an example. Basically just trying to get the book page to rank 1 so it's not so bad when the last monster comes to get them all to rank 2. Try to get them like 115. But in the crafting, I'm finally crafting the Spitfire, and I have my Armel chilling. And since we got Armel so easily, we were able to also get like, I think 90 cells for Bombetta, or 95 cells for Bombetta. I don't know if I had like any left over, but I don't think so. So yeah, like the mazes are definitely easier than people let on. Like Chinchilla Leaks is another one that try to tell you like it wasn't free to play possible. Man, like, just remember, guys, like that's how you can tell who's good at the game and who's not good at the game, is who told you it was possible, who proved it's possible. Like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys were able to get it with the nerf, but even had I not got the 200 cells, even had I, or 200 coins, had I even not been able to use them on a 20% discount, meaning 240 coins, I still would have got the monster. It was free to play possible, guys. Cat UFO was free to play possible. I just wasn't ready. If I had been ready like I was this past maze, we would have got him too. So that sucks, but it won't happen again. Meaning if they want to release another 2-day maze, as long as somebody lets me know it's coming, I'm all over it. Anyway, guys, thanks to everybody who's been watching the channel. I will be streaming my Gauntlet later, so look forward to that. Later.